A very good evening. You're watching the Super Saturday debate with me, Aakash. Now, in the wee hours of January 16, Bollywood actor Saif Ali Khan was attacked and stabbed at his residence in what's being called a burglary attempt gone horribly wrong. It's the news that has been making headlines for the last 72 hours, and the Mumbai Police since has been on a wild goose chase. The intruder entered, attempted theft, stabbed actor Saif Ali Khan 6 times, escaped, concealed his identity, roamed around the streets of Mumbai and even bought a new phone. He was caught on multiple CCTV cameras, but not so much within the building and not by the cops until just a few hours ago is what reports are right now indicating. We cannot say for sure if the man who has been detained is the attacker, but in this big breakthrough, we are learning that a suspect has been detained in Chhattisgarh's Durg. His name is Rajendra Kotape. He was nabbed by the railway police force. Sources say that he was arrested for travelling without a valid ticket. The Mumbai Police has confirmed his identity in the case and are now on their way to take his custody as we speak from Chhattisgarh. Now, while the police are yet to release an official statement, the case has raised a number of questions. First and foremost, if a multi-billionaire actor can encounter a near-death experience at his own residence, then how safe is the common man in Maharashtra? 2. Why has the police not been able to crack the case this after 3 days? Is the detained suspect the actual attacker? And if this is the attacker, then has the Saif stabbing mystery finally been solved? We'll be posing that question to our guests tonight.
So, looking at his parameters, his wounds and all the other injuries, he is safe to be shifted out of the ICU to a special room.
ऐसा है, उस मामले में पुलिस की तफ्तीश जारी है। बहुत क्लूज पुलिस को मिले हैं। मुझे लगता है कि पुलिस जल्दी इस केस को जीरो डाउन करेगी।
On that note, let me introduce our esteemed panelists today. I'm joined in by Ms. Sanju Verma, who's the national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Mr. Kishore Tiwari, who's the spokesperson of the Shiv Sena UBT, Satya Mole, who's a senior advocate, and Mr. Iqbal Sheikh, who's the former ACP of Mumbai. Many thanks to you, Sanju, and the gentlemen for joining in. In fact, I'd like to take my first question from Mr. Kishore Tiwari. Kishore ji, सिर्फ देवेंद्र फडणवीस ही नहीं, पूरे महायुति अलायंस ने कहा है कि ऐसा गलत होगा ये कहना कि सिर्फ मुंबई में ऐसे इंसिडेंट्स हो रहे हैं। जो हुआ सैफ अली खान के साथ वो गलत था, पर ये कहना कि सिर्फ मुंबई में ऐसे इंसिडेंट्स हो रहे हैं ये गलत होगा और ये मुंबई की इमेज को भी टार्निश किए जाते हैं ऐसे स्टेटमेंट्स से। तो आपका रिएक्शन जानना चाहूँगी।
नहीं, आकांक्षा आप बराबर कह रहे हैं। केवल मुंबई में नहीं, अमरावती, बीड, नागपुर, अमरावती, बीड, नागपुर, पुणे, औरंगाबाद, पूरे महाराष्ट्र में हो रहा है। अब तो मैं बीजेपी के लोग कह रहे हैं कि सोसाइटी की सिक्योरिटी बढ़ाओ और अपनी सिक्योरिटी बढ़ाओ सेलिब्रिटी को। इन्होंने ये भी कह दिया कि आप बुलेट प्रूफ नाइट में ड्रेस पहन के सोया करो। अब मुझे बताइए, ये तो छत्तीसगढ़ पुलिस ने एक विदाउट टिकट आदमी को पकड़ा और ये भाग के जा रहे हैं। देखो, बंबई में इतने करप्ट और इतने डिस्क्रेडिटेड पुलिस अफसर है, डीजी से लेके सब एसपी और डीएसपी, अब हमने क्या बोला कि इसकी अकाउंटेबिलिटी फिक्स हो। कैसा है कि बाबा सिद्दीकी हो या उसके पहले सलमान खान हो, अब या फिर तुम अब सैफ अली खान लो। मेरा क्या कहना है कि बंबई ये स्कॉटलैंड यार्ड की पुलिस से कंपेयर करते हैं, तो मैं सेलिब्रिटीज लोगों ने आपके भी चैनल पे बताया कि हम अनसेफ है, तो अकाउंटेबिलिटी पहले फिक्स करो। कम से कम होम सेक्रेटरी और डीजी को हटाओ और पूरे महाराष्ट्र की जवाबदारी लेते हुए देवेंद्र फडणवीस ये अपना इस्तीफा दे। मैं ये आप सेलिब्रिटीज को कहेंगे और कंगना रनावत को जेड सिक्योरिटी, और सेलिब्रिटीज को कह रहे कि अपनी सिक्योरिटी बढ़ाओ।
थ्रेट तो कंगना रनावत को भी आ रहा है, पर किशोर जी, दिस एंटायर केस हैज टू एस्पेक्ट्स टू इट। यस, celebrities are being threatened, but there is also rising crime which is also sort of threatening the lives of the common man. You look at various cases, whether it is the sexual assault case in Badlapur or if it is the rape case in Bhoptev Ghat. I'm going to quickly come to you, Sanju. Sanju, I have data with me.
मैं एक ऐड कर लूं, एक ऐड कर लूं।
I'll come to you. I'll come to you.
Aakansha, can I add one thing?
I have given you ample time, okay, but I give you another 15 seconds so that you don't complain that I have not given you time.
No, the police are deemed all right. All police have been charged the big amount for a transfer, and Vasuli Raj has come up. It was the same thing when Sushant Singh Rajput committed suicide. We were blamed for the same. Now nobody is safe.
All right, I have taken your point. Now let me quickly bring in Sanju Verma. Sanju Verma, I have these figures with me from 2016 up until 2022, which have seen two different regimes as well. That also included one under the aegis of Mr. Devendra Fadnavis. And clearly we can see that the crime rate has been consistently going up in Mumbai since 2016. I'd like your thoughts.
You know, Akanksha, thank you for having me over. My humble request to Mr. Tiwari, I heard him very intently and patiently. I hope he doesn't heckle me. You know, let's get straight to the moot point. First and foremost, I think hats off to the railway police force, both Chhattisgarh and Mumbai, the IGRPF, Munawar Khurshid, the DG RPF Manoj Yadav, the Mumbai Police Commissioner Mr. Vivek Fansalkar, the Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Mr. Vishnu Sai, and of course Devendra Fadnavis, the Maharashtra Chief Minister. I think there has been a coordinated attempt, and a successful one at that, between the Chhattisgarh and the Maharashtra dispensations to ensure that the guilty are brought to book. Now Aakash Kanojia has been arrested. Earlier we were told that the culprit is a man named, Waris Ali. I think at this point in time, I would not like to second guess the police constabulary. I personally feel that whether this was part of an organized mafia that was at work, or this was just a lone wolf attempt, was this just a burglary gone wrong, or was there a more sinister motive? You know,
pardon my interjection, Sanju, but we are still awaiting the Mumbai Police's statement on that, on whether the man detained in
Akanksha, can I just finish, please? Akanksha, just please bear with me, with your permission. Let me finish. Let me make my point. I heard Mr. Tiwari for almost 6 to 7 minutes. My simple point is this. Let us not start playing conspiracy theories. Let us not try to second guess the police and jump the gun. I do admit that the building security should have been far tighter. I fail to understand. I'm actually appalled that, such a high-profile building with many more celebrities as its residents did not even have enough surveillance or CCTV cameras. But I will not try and deflect or digress from the issue. Law and order is a state subject. The buck falls, at the doorstep of the ruling government. But I think Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis has in no uncertain terms very categorically said that we will get down to the bottom of this to find out, why such an incident took place at 2:33 a.m. amidst high security on the 10th or 12th floor of a building. Was there an inside job? Was there somebody from the staff of Saif Ali Khan who was also involved? I think, there are too many ifs and buts, Akanksha, at this point in time, and not everything can be resolved on a primetime debate at 9 p.m.
All right.
But Mr. Tiwari, now let me just take 45 seconds. Mr. Tiwari made some relevant points, but since he politicized it, I will not allow him to go unchecked. The facts are these, Akanksha, and your audience needs to hear this. I'm not saying that the Fadnavis government is not going to be held accountable. We stand for accountability, but we will not have, Uddhav Thackeray's representatives put a gun to our head and give us a bhashan on how law and order machinery should be working. 2019 November, Uddhav Thackeray takes over as the Chief Minister of Maharashtra. The conviction rate in Maharashtra in 2019 under Uddhav Thackeray, 46.36%. In 2020 under Uddhav Thackeray, 44.29%. In 2021 under Uddhav Thackeray, 41.57%. And before he demitted office, via that ridiculous Facebook live, conference that he had, the conviction rate was barely 43.46%. And today, the conviction rate for heinous crimes in Maharashtra stands at a rock solid 62.47%. Does
right.
more need to be done? Certainly, yes. But don't sit here and give bhashan to us, Mr. Tiwari. Palghar Sadhuon ki hatya. Do you remember Palghar Sadhuon ki hatya? 300 policemen were standing there, and 2 sadhus were brutally lynched.
I want Kishore Tiwari to in fact come up with a rebuttal to that. And while you come up with a rebuttal, Kishore ji, I have more figures for you. In 2021, this is NCRB data, which goes on to say that Maharashtra recorded the highest number of crime cases among the metropolitan cities all over the country. Mumbai was in fact number 2 among the highest crime rate. This is in 2021. जब आपकी सरकार थी, सवाल ये भी उठाए जा सकते हैं कि आपकी सरकार ने क्या किया उस वक्त क्राइम रेट को कंट्रोल करने के लिए, क्योंकि ये हम 2016 से देखते आ रहे हैं, एक स्टडी राइज रहा है.
आकांक्षा, लोगों ने हमको रिजेक्ट किया. चलो, हमारे वक्त कानून की स्थिति बेकार थी क्या? यहाँ पर मेरे मित्र इकबाल शेख है, ऐसा इसको जस्टिफाई करने की बात है. आज है ना, आज ये कहते कि सोसाइटी की सिक्योरिटी बढ़ाओ. अरे बम्बई में मोबिलिटी नहीं है, बम्बई में नाइट का सर्च नहीं है, और अकाउंटेबिलिटी फिक्स हो. हमारी हुई ना, हमारी हुई, लोगों ने रिजेक्ट किया. लेकिन 25 के अंदर हम बहुत मॉडर्नाइज हो गए, एआई के बहुत टूल है, तो ये ऑफेंसेस कम होने चाहिए. अब बिश्नोई गैंग बहुत एक्टिव हो गया है, ये सब चीजें नहीं होनी चाहिए.
That's why I want to bring in Iqbal Sheikh. All right, Kishore ji, make your point quickly. I'll give Sanju 30 seconds to come up with a rebuttal. I quickly need to go to the other 2 gentlemen as well.
मुझे आपने बोलने को कहा तो मैं कहूंगा कि परिस्थिति ये राजेंद्र कोड़ा पे कहीं वाल्मीकि कराड़ का दोस्त तो नहीं है जो धनंजय मुंडे के प्रोटेक्शन में है. देखना पड़ेगा. सारे क्रिमिनल मंत्रालय में जमा हो गए. संजू, कैसे कर रही हो?
Sanju, this is the allegation that has also been voiced in Samna, the mouthpiece of the Shiv Sena today, that the Home Minister can do something about the crime situation once it's also because he's giving them patronage to people from the underworld.
Akanksha, let's get this very clear. How many people know that, ahead of the Lok Sabha elections, Uddhav Thackeray was actually rubbing shoulder to shoulder at a rally with guess whom? With a man called Iqbal Kaskar, who has not just connections with the underworld, but he is an underworld don. इकबाल कास्कर के साथ उद्धव ठाकरे घूम घूम कर रैलियां कर रहे थे और आज उनके प्रवक्ता बैठकर यहाँ बीजेपी को नैतिकता का भाषण देते हैं. I don't want to get into a तू-तू मैं. I believe that government should be held accountable. Civilian citizens need to ask us questions. But how many people know that the moment Eknath Shinde took charge as the chief minister, part of the Mahayuti, the first thing that was done was 3,500 CCTV cameras in Thane, 2,000 CCTV cameras were put in place in Bhiwandi, more than 6,000 cameras were put in place in Mumbai. Can you please keep quiet, Mr. Tiwari? Akanksha, can you please moderate the debate?
Right.
Mr. Tiwari, keep quiet.
Kishore Tiwari, please let her make... Yes, Sanju, please make your point. I need to quickly go across.
Let's get this very clear. If there was a Vasuli Sarkar, Can you please shut up, Mr. Tiwari? Don't force me to get rude with you.
Right. Sanju, please make
Akanksha,
your
there
point.
is a case. Akanksha, there is a case which is still sub judice in the Bombay High Court. The former Home Minister of Maharashtra, a man called Anil Deshmukh, the right-hand man of Sharad Pawar. He was the Home Minister. He is a part of the Maha Vikas Aghadi. This man was accused of extorting money from pubs and restaurant owners. He had a target.
All
हर
right.
महीने 100 करोड़ की
All right.
वसूली करनी है.
All
He
right.
has still not been given a clean chit by Bombay High Court. Mr. Tiwari, Anil Deshmukh जैसे लोगों को आप support करते हो
All right.
और
Iqbal
यहाँ पर
Sheikh,
बीजेपी
no,
पर लांछन लगाते हो.
I now want to quickly bring in Iqbal Sheikh. Iqbal Sheikh, thank you so much for so patiently awaiting your turn. When you go through reports, there's been consistently being mentioned how the presence of the underworld has declined and that cases under the MCOCA are going down. I'm sure you, Mr. Sheikh, have seen how the Mumbai Police crime branch also kicked into action to wipe out that dirty underbelly of Mumbai mafia. But what has changed now? Because nothing has changed in terms of crime rate. It's only going up. If on one hand you see the underworld may have been wiped out, on the other hand you have these one-off cases where there is still crime happening against women. There are incidents of thefts, there are drunken driving cases, there are rapes. So what explains this rise in crime on the other hand when you've seen the underworld being wiped out?
Akanksha, madam, I being an ex-police officer
Yes.
and a professional police
Yes.
officer, I will more restrain myself to Saif Ali Khan attack case and about, if you want me to speak about the law and order situation, about the crime situation in Mumbai, I would like to bring it to your kind attention that since 1991, November 1991, when the Mumbai Police carried out the Lokhandwala operation against the Dawood gangsters, and there were a number of arrests from the other gangs also. Since those days, the fear of underworld, the जो दहशत थी अंडरवर्ल्ड की मुंबई में बहुत कम हो गई है. It is very much under control. Prior to 1991, it was, there were ransom calls, there were extortion calls.
But what explains these kind of criminal cases? And you're looking at two aspects. It's the common man also which is being targeted, and on the other hand, we've again seen a spike in terms of cases targeting celebrities. I'm talking about 2024 alone. I have data and there are 5 cases. This includes the firing at Salman Khan's residence. This also includes the killing of Baba Siddiqui.
Yes. Now the Bishnoi gang is very much active in all over India. And you may be knowing this Bishnoi gang. The Lawrence Bishnoi is lodged in Sabarmati Jail, Ahmedabad. And from there, it is said that he is operating from the Sabarmati Jail. The rest of the other gangs, local gangs in Mumbai, they are almost finished. It is Lawrence Bishnoi gang with I don't know what support and all that. It's been operating with impunity all over India.
All right, चलिए अब आपने ये celebrities की बात कर ली. Let's talk about the Pune Porsche case. Let's talk about the Bhovdev Ghat rape case. Let's talk about the Badlapur sexual assault case. What's happening?
See, ma'am, these cases are what sort of we call it? It's not pre-planned or premeditated cases. These cases, most of these cases, they are what do you call it? Spontaneous like.
All right.
So, see, the police is very much controlling the crime in Maharashtra for all these years. But ultimately, these gangs, Lawrence Bishnoi gang and other from other state gangs, they are operating in Mumbai because Mumbai is a commercial capital. They gave threats to Salman. They fired on Salman's house. Then they killed Baba Siddiqui. It's all been going on. But I don't know how the Mumbai police is not controlling or curbing the nuisance of Lawrence Bishnoi gang.
Because the
And
big
as far
question
as
is...
the street crimes and all are concerned, we have beat patrolling, we have mobile vehicles patrolling, we have CCTV cameras and all that.
No, but clearly that's not been enough to avert such incidents, one that has taken place at Saif's residence. Sanju, I'm going to come to you in the end. I'm going to give close.
I'll speak on this, on Saif's residence attack. Ma'am, I'm also aghast, I am also shocked. That's almost 3 days. No, the accused is still not caught. His images are there on CCTV footage.
Right.
This accused has audacity to move in
All
Dadar
right.
and Bandra area, but still he's not been caught.
And
I
that's...
don't know why the theory of dumb data from Saif's residence and from this Dadar mobile shop is not being strictly followed.
No, that's
Because
not
once you
being
get the
followed
dumb-
because there was not ample surveillance, which is why I want to give closing thoughts to Satya Mule. Satya Mule, I want to ask you, let me ask Satya Mule this question when it comes to the lax building security that has now come to the forefront through this Satguru Sharan building where Saif was residing. Mumbai Police has said that we are aghast to see there's no surveillance, no visitor logbook being maintained, no personal guards. The Mumbai Police was aghast to see such, and this is a very high profile building where the superstars owning 4 floors. So if you are having such attempts where the attacker scaled the neighboring walls and got through a duct, and there was no CCTV camera next to the duct. Look at the audacity of the attacker that he thought he can break into such a high profile society, and he managed to do so and get scot-free. So Satya Mule, I want to ask you, shouldn't builders also be held culpable when crimes like these happen in high profile gated societies like this one?
Well, builders is one thing. I like to compare 2 examples. In the same very city, we found that explosives were placed in front of Mr. Ambani's house. Those same explosives could have entered his house. I'd like to draw attention of Mr. Tiwari prior to he getting political about this issue. He has to do some introspection. And the same incident, let us compare with Mr. Saif Ali Khan's incident. There is a responsibility on every citizen to protect himself, herself. There has to be certain element of security in place, whether it is a society, whether it is a building, bungalow, or any kind of a residence. Now, if we are talking so many things about Mumbai, it is a startling fact. In fact, people are trying to, paint black in black brush the city of Mumbai, which is, we call a city of dreams. But I'd like to put across the numbers of NCRB itself. If we have to just say, in terms of ranking, on 3 major crimes, murder, attempt to murder, and culpable homicide, Mumbai is nowhere between top 6 of metropolis in India.
All right. All right.
Mumbai is on 7. So what we have to talk about is that we should stop politicizing.
All right.
Police is doing their work.
All right.
They are tracing whatever clues they have.
All right.
So Mumbai
I'm glad
is not
that you actually took that, you actually shared that NCRB data as well. Thank you so much, because that data has helped us now also conclude this debate better. Many thanks to you and Sanju for joining in on this discussion. We'll have to end it here, but we await the Mumbai Police's statement. I'm sure they'll be able to crack this case in some time from now. And with that, it's a wrap from my end. Thank you so much for watching the Super Saturday.